Are any football records truly unbreakable? I mean, Josef Witzan's all-time goal record was supposed to be the most unbreakable of them all. It was supposed to stand forever, until both Messi and Ronaldo broke it. We never thought we'd ever see someone touch Gerd Muller's calendar year goal record. Yet Messi came along and smashed it 40 years later. Records are meant to be broken. However, there is a Cristiano Ronaldo stat that is so mind-blowing, I'm convinced it'll stand forever. These are the players with the most goals from the quarterfinals onwards in Champions League history. Karim Benzema sits near the top with 16. Thomas Müller makes a surprise appearance with only 3 fewer than him. And then we have none other than Lionel Messi, who has scored 20 times during high-pressure Champions League games. It's impressive, but not as impressive as this. Cristiano Ronaldo has scored an astounding total of 42 goals from the quarterfinals onwards. And numbers so insane that even if you took 2 of what many consider the greatest player of all time, you'd still need 2 more goals just to match it. Champions League knockout games is where stakes are highest, but for CR7, pressure has never been a problem. If anything, it's where he's at his most dangerous. If you look at entire knockout goal totals between 2007 and 2020 of powerhouse clubs like Chelsea, Juventus, Manchester City, and Liverpool, they all scored fewer goals as entire teams than Ronaldo did on his own. Just one more CR7 stat that you have to see to believe.
He's a legend. He's one of these big names that stays forever in football history. But the guy he motivates himself with numbers, with new things.
For me, the best player in the world ever, Diego Maradona. Me.
Cristiano Ronaldo is an absolute physical specimen, and I think we've already started to take it for granted. The guy is 6'2", built like a sprinter, could elevate like a basketball player, dodge tackles like a leopard, and even plow through defenders like a runaway train. He can score with his right, his left, his head, his heel, and even his combination of freak athleticism and absurd spatial awareness has allowed him to rack up goal after goal, after goal, after goal. If you were to chart out the greatest goal scorers in football history, you'd start with familiar names. Robin van Persie, Diego Maradona, Thierry Henry, all legends, all sitting somewhere between 250 and 400 goals. Move up a tier and you'll find deadly strikers like Suarez, Ibrahimovic, and Gerd Muller. As you cross that 700 goal mark, you start to see legends like Puskas, Romario, and Pelé. But the 800 plus mark is when the club gets very exclusive, with only Josef Witzan and Lionel Messi. You have to keep pushing all the way past 900 to finally find CR7 sitting alone at the top with 936 and counting. The undisputed king of goals in football history. But here's where it gets ridiculous. If you were to break down Ronaldo's insane goal tally, it would look something like this. 600 with his right foot, 155 with his head, 179 with his weaker left foot, and 2 with other parts of his body. Now, 179 left-footed goals might sound like nothing compared to his 936 total. But what if I told you that the only 2 players to have scored more left-footed goals since the year 2000 are Mohamed Salah and Lionel Messi? CR7's weaker foot alone is already a legendary goal machine. Cristiano Ronaldo's road to the Olympus of goal-scoring history can be summed up in one word: evolution. Because the player we remember now, the cold-blooded finisher, the penalty box predator, the human cheat code, wasn't always that guy. Early in his career, Ronaldo was chaos, raw, electric, and unpredictable. A wiry winger obsessed with beating his man, but not the keeper. Stepovers, flicks, and showboating, with more highlights than end product. But all of this would change after the 2006 World Cup. That summer, after getting booed by fans, blasted by the media, and nearly pushed out of England altogether, Ronaldo made a decision. He bulked up in the gym, cut out the theatrics, worked relentlessly on his finishing, and came back a completely different beast. That season, he doubled his goal tally from the previous year. The season after that, he doubled it again. By 2008, he was a top scorer in England, had dropped 42 goals in all competitions, and won his first Champions League and Ballon d'Or. He was no longer just dangerous, he was decisive, a killer, the kind of player who could end games with a single touch. The crazy part though, is that Man United Ronaldo was just the beginning.
First of all, the massive breaking news today. It happened around 9:30 this morning. Manchester United announced they've accepted a world record bid of £80 million from Real Madrid to sign Cristiano Ronaldo.
Of course, it's a great challenge now. The people know my dream is to play in Madrid. This is the life. This is my new house, my new club, and I'm gonna give 100% for this club.
Real Madrid is one of football's most iconic clubs, a cathedral of greatness, the kind of place where legends go to become immortal. We're talking Di Stéfano, Puskas, Raúl, R9, some of the greatest goal scorers this sport has ever seen. But what if we took those names and the rest of Madrid's top scorers and threw them all into a single graph? Total goals on the x-axis, goals per game on the vertical. Very quickly you'd start to see a pattern. Up in the top left, we would have the efficient assassins, Van Nistelrooy, R9, Higuaín, short stints but ridiculous output. Then we'd have the bottom right, the volume merchants, Raúl, Benzema, Santillana, legends who stuck around for years and slowly racked up massive totals. The bottom left would be reserved for players who were solid contributors but never quite elite scorers, Butragueño, Gareth Bale, and even Vinicius Jr. But then there are the special cases, monsters who manage to combine longevity with elite efficiency, icons like Di Stéfano, Hugo Sanchez, and especially Puskas, who scored 242 goals in just 262 games. And finally, in the top right corner, where impossibly high volume meets impossibly high efficiency, sits one man, Cristiano Ronaldo. 450 goals in 438 games. More than anyone in club history, with a scoring rate that no one else even comes close to. A perfect outlier, and the purest goal machine this club and this sport have ever seen.